And welcome back to the night shift. If you're not awake by now, then I can't help you. So this guy, his name is Steve, and he works at my community hospital here, and he's a geek, and we run into the hospital, each other at the hospital every so often, and he says, I really want to try to do this myself, and use social media, and he has a lot of apps on his phone that he'll talk about in his next show. But one of the things that he just premiered this past week was a show right here on Block Talk Radio, and it's called Work to Lose It with Steve. And I have a little bit of a clip here. It's about a minute and a half, but this is from his first show. And you can check it out at blocktalkradio.com, Work to Lose It. So work, the number 2, lose it, work to lose it. And here's Steve, just a small little segment from his show.
Today I thought I would open up with just a little bit more about who I am and why and how I got here. Well, I am going to be 50 this year. I was always kind of a good-sized child. Back in the days when I grew up, the clothing labels would typically have husky. So I guess you could describe me as a husky child, big-boned. I was growing up, was tall, good-sized kid for my age. I think I stopped growing when I was around age 12, 13, and I'm at my current height of 6'4", and was always kind of big-boned, I guess, as we like to call ourselves. Actually, I was in the Air Force, and after I completed my boot camp, I was weighing in at 240 pounds. So I've always been kind of a solid-built guy. And then after I left the service and went into my adult years and everything, I didn't grow any taller, but I did grow and expand a little bit to my present weight, which I will disclose at a later time.
And his show was about 30 minutes, and he's talking about what he's going to do on this show. He's going to talk about cooking. He's going to talk about iPhone apps. He's going to talk about a lot of things, and it's really cool because in this show and in his test shows, he had his maybe didn't have, but the family members called in to support him, and he's wanted to interview me and to call in on the show, and I think it's really cool. I think it's cool what he's doing. But Kat, I mean, he's a nurse here at the hospital. It's a whole different way to kind of do. Like support for somebody who's going through, a journey like this, like weight loss, don't you think?
I really enjoyed the show, let me just say. And when he said, because you didn't tell me you knew him, but when he said, yes, I work in a small community hospital here in Northeast Ohio, I'm like, I bet he knows him. No, I really enjoyed the show, and I love the format because it's like an online diary in a way. Yeah, he's going through the journey with us, right? And like he said, this past week he lost 5 pounds. That his goal was basically 2 to 3 pounds a week. So 5 pounds was a great,
start. Yeah,
he passed his goal. And what I found interesting too is he works nights, and I used to work nights, and I know as a night nurse, when you work nights, it does change your metabolism. And it gets both, from what I understand, it gets harder to lose weight. So he's really, just listening to him, I can tell he's really on top of it. He's really makes smart choices when it comes to what he eats. And I can't wait to hear more of his shows. Like when he was talking about the iPhone app at work right now, like people get on this kick and they'll go like, oh, we're all trying this diet. They'll all try one thing and then they'll all try something else. Well, the latest thing is everybody has this. I don't have it yet. I want to find it, but it's an iPhone app that counts calories. And you basically put in your information like, I weigh this much and I want to lose this much, and I guess you put in your height and other things like that too. And then it tells you how many calories you can have. It calculates how many calories is right for you. So let's say it's 1,800 calories.
Right.
But everybody's, it's funny because they'll be in the lounge with their food and they'll be calculating all their stuff, And, when people were talking about it, they're like, okay, so I can only have so many more calories left. And I'm like, it doesn't seem like you could ever have enough food, But the way he was explaining it and the meals he has, it seems like he has nice, filling meals and still has, he makes it to where, like, every meal he has is, like, under 300 calories. And he's eating food. He's not, like, skimping.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, he really is good at it.
And it's something that he talked about for like 2 or 3 minutes on his show was trying to give up the pop, and I know, I mean, it's tough for me because I try to do stuff like that, try to get off pop even for a day, and it's really, really tough. So it's going to be an interesting experience just to see what he shares and see and he seems, well, I mean, I know him, so that's probably not fair, but the way he listens, it sounds like he's real genuine and really wants to try, and it's just not an act, and he's really want to try to get this done for himself.
Now, yeah, he sounds genuine. I think he has a good voice for the radio. And it's funny you say pop. When I heard him say pop, I'm like, I guess it's an Ohio thing, I drink a lot of Coke,
Right,
I guess
right.
Pop, you call it. It's so weird to say pop. It sounds like a funny word. At first, I thought you said, yeah, he's trying to give up the pot. I'm like, pot? Oh, pot. I'm like, okay. But see, I'm bad with the Cokes. I drink a Coke at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And in between, I drink a lot of Cokes. Right. So when I try to quit, I get bad headaches. So I'm surprised. That's something I would like to talk to him about. Like, did he have to gradually get off of it? Because he says he hasn't had a Coke in a month.
Right.
I mean, I can imagine that he just quit cold turkey and didn't get any headaches.
Right.
Because I am like, I need my caffeine or I am going to be hurting bad.
Yeah.
So when I do it, because I do eventually want to quit drinking Coke. I do. I want to be a water girl. And I just love the taste of it, too. It's not just the caffeine. It's just that crisp, cold.
Oh, man. I need one now. Jeez. I got to stop the show. We're done.
But at least you drink Diet Coke. I drink regular Coke, which is really bad.
Oh, really? So I encourage people to check out that show there. It's blogtalkradio.com/work-to-lose-it, and his name is Steve, and he's a good guy, and it's we're going to support him here, and we'll probably talk about his show here too, because I think it's interesting. I think it's the whole weight loss thing and people wanting to weight loss. I mean, it's more than The Biggest Loser and that kind of glamorizing semi-reality show stuff. I mean, we all know people who need to lose that for one reason or another. And, when people are, making themselves vulnerable, having a whole show or a blog and doing that, I mean, especially like Steve, we should really support him. And I hope to do that for him. So.
Well, I want to get my friends at work to listen to him so they can see just how much they can eat and still maintain their calories. It's good for people, even if they're not wanting to lose weight, because he does talk about healthy eating and stuff. It's not just, just about, like, to me, I mean, it was about losing the weight, but I mean, I got a lot out of it.
Cool.
And
yeah, I'll let him know. I'll let him know.
Yeah, tell him he rocks.